Alright, time to start game 4. Looks like I'm white. Someone from Croatia. C5. Check. This is all theory so far. Knight c6 is the main move here. Bishop d7 is supposed to be inaccurate. After bishop e2, they'll have to spend another tempo playing bishop g4, so that's not ideal for black. Surprised he's pausing here. This is the main line. But the Grunfeld has so many variations. Okay. d5 isn't the only move, but I like it. Here I'm inviting him to take c3. It's an exchange sacrifice. We'll see if he takes it. I think it's pretty dangerous for black to accept it. He might just play knight e5. If knight e5, maybe just bishop d2. Here again, I'm thinking bishop d2 makes sense. Queen a4 check. Bishop d7 is nothing. Just checking if there's anything better. Let's just play this. I'm gonna castle. I think I have a good position. Ideally, I want to get in c4. Okay. So, can I just castle? a4 also comes to mind. But a4, b4. He's taking advantage of the pin. Although, no. Castles, b4. Takes. He takes here. Queen takes a1. I'm on the rook. And the knight's still hanging. He might just push c4. Okay, now that is a threat. Let's just stop that. And next I want to play a4. Okay. Bishop g5 comes to mind. f6, maybe I'm losing material though. Although f6, bishop e3, I'm on c5. Takes. Oh no, I'd be putting my queen on it. So bishop g5, what does he do? Queen c7. And then d6 is dangerous. Let's give this a shot. Okay, c3 is hanging. Need to remember that. But I want to play d6. So if f6, bishop e3, takes, I'm on c5. If he takes c3, I take c5. Okay. I like my passed d pawn. We'll go back. Now, queen takes. Do I want queens off? Don't think so. Can also consider this one. I'm on the rook there. Is that a good intermediate? Takes here, he takes here. I take there, he takes here, but the queen's hanging. So take c5, rook e8. I think I can do this. Takes e4, takes f8, takes d1 is possible, and bishop takes d1. I think this is working out. Oh, okay. So I can't take with the queen now, because my bishop would be loose. I'm thinking just taking here. Is there any tactics? And I want to push d6. Yeah, I mean, he can take here, takes, and then take d5, but I'm up material there. Okay, he's on my rook. Just rook c1 comes to mind, or rook b4. If rook c1, bishop h6, it's maybe annoying. So rook b4, let's do that. Now I can play c4. Okay. I do feel like he has some compensation. So bishop d4 hangs d5. So queen d4 hangs e2. I can just play bishop e3, takes c3, d6. Is there no way I can hold everything? Knight d4 takes here, I've got nothing. Takes f5, takes. Okay, gotta make a move. So I'm giving back the pawn. So he'll take c3 and then I play d6. Or a4 maybe. Take c3, a4. Queen d6. Maybe I need to start with d6. Because I don't want him playing queen d6 himself and blockading this pawn. So d6. So takes here, d6. And then I want to play a4 next. That's a surprising move. Okay, I can play... No, not c4. Let's just play d6. Not really sure what's happening. You can still take c3, but I don't know why this was so useful for him. And actually, I'm threatening rook takes e4, takes, and queen d5. So that's a winning threat. Oh! Can I do it? Takes e4, takes e4, queen d5. I think it wins. The rook on e4 hangs. Queen d5. Rook e6, I take. Okay. So now, how do I finish? Rook d1 comes to mind. Knight d4 comes to mind. Should I start with rook d1? Let's start with that. Feels right to bring all the pieces. Queen b4 is also an option. Okay. So he wants to trade queens. What's the best way to do this? Wish I had something more forcing, but let's just simplify. Win the endgame. Okay, everything's held. Sure, I had something better, but this is good enough. Let's just trade down. Get on the open file. I guess he wants to swing over here. Why is this so annoying? He also wants to play b4. Okay. Let's just create lift. If b4, I can take, which is why he does that. Just bump this up. I'm sure I'm winning. I'm not sure I'm making the best conversion here. I kind of want to play knight d2. Okay, let's play this. I don't want him to play g4 and then b4. Just improve the king. I don't think he's threatening anything. h4. Just play h3. So as soon as I move the knight, he plays b4. Actually, no. It's less bad now because his rook is not on c4 anymore. I can just take with the rook on a4 because my bishop won't be hanging anymore. So in that case, it is possible to move my knight. I wonder where I should move it. Knight e1. Okay, he goes back. Just put pressure here. I am letting the king in. Let's do that. Try to get in. Knight e4. Bishop e7. It's an improvement. Still not breaking through immediately. Maybe I just go this way. Okay. Bishop e5, I take. Let's do that. Bring the rook back to e2. He's making this really tough, so I'm impressed how well he's playing this. That was silly. Oh, maybe not. Okay, I want to do this anyway. Yep. I want to play a3 so then I can finally activate my rook. I can still blunder something. So I gotta be careful. Where does he put the bishop though? Maybe go back. Well, he doesn't have to do it now, but I'm playing a3 next. a4, is that a good move? played very well here. I'll let him have the A pawn. See if I can track it down. I want to take this. Oh, okay, finally. What a great defense, though. Okay, no stalemate, right? Go here. This will cover the queen square. Phew. That was tough. Now we just run this. All right. Well, I think I was winning pretty early on there in the opening. This is all main line. Yeah, I have a feeling he was just a little unfamiliar with this line. So the main move, I believe, is Queen A5. Actually, let me make analysis so I can move the pieces. Queen A5 is the main move. Rook B1, and then there's some theory now. A6. And when they play it in this move order, it's not so good to go back to E2. So the best move is to take, and we enter this position, which is very complicated. I think black should be okay here, though, if they know what they're doing. So instead, he played A6, which is possible. Now we play bishop E2. And this invites kind of a very sharp line. They can take this and go up and exchange here. And, well, it looks like it's great at first glance because I'm attacking the rook and I'm also attacking the knight. So they have to play knight d4 to save both. And when the dust settles, I'm still on the rook, so they have to castle. So when we arrive at this position where white is just down a clear exchange. However, we have great control of the center, better development, and the bishop pair. Most notably, this dark squared bishop is very powerful here, since it's the unopposed bishop. So for instance, like bishop h6, if it was my move, wins back the exchange right away. I'm threatening mate, and then I could take the rook. But in some cases, we don't even want to do that, since this bishop could be potentially more powerful than a rook. So yeah, theory goes on with h4, and in my opinion, this is a dangerous position for black, although objectively I think it's okay. It'll be equal. Yeah, slight advantage for white. But okay, but what we got in the game was knight a5. Now, I'm not familiar with this move. I have a feeling I should just be better after bishop d2 like I played in the game. I don't see many other moves. Queen c2 doesn't seem to make sense. Let's see, what does the computer like? Bishop d2? Ha! So it wants me to just castle. And if they take here... Wow, so a very similar idea is I give up the exchange. This is a very common theme in the opening. So bishop d2 it doesn't like very much. I'm surprised. I'm actually going to keep the engine on just because I'm not sure where I would have improved. So b5, it's okay with castles. Rook b1 it doesn't like. So yeah, I thought about bishop e3. But then I thought... Oh, okay, if he does this, rook c1, and I'm recovering the pawn in a favorable way. Okay. So yeah, I was just kind of concerned with this alignment here, with b4 coming. Okay, so rook b1. Yeah, I expected c4. It's one of the moves the computer's pointing out. But e6, it approves. Yeah, and here I can choose between bishop g5 and bishop e3. I think bishop g5 is a little bit better because if I can induce f6, I block this bishop's diagonal. So f6, it says is a mistake because now I get the same position, only the pawn is on f6. So it's a good version. And yeah, I can take this in-between move. So if they take on e4, I was going to take f8. Takes here. And, well, at a glance, I was thinking bishop takes d1 was best, because when they take here, I didn't want my bishop to be attacked. But it's pointing out this. Takes. Ah, of course, I'm on the rook. So I was fearing that after king takes, they're picking up some material. Whereas after bishop takes d1, if they take here, I can just simply take here. So it was saying that king takes here. And I'm up in exchange, but it's not too impressed because they have a pawn for it and good control of the center. So like f5, that makes sense. And maybe it's not so clear how big my advantage is. Okay. But maybe with more time, I could have found rook takes d1 because, yeah, it's pretty obvious. After they take here, bishop takes hits the rook. Okay. So rook e8 was played, and then I take here. Yeah, careful not to blunder something like this, because now my rook, or my bishop rather, on e2 is hanging. Takes. Oh, where did it want me to go? I thought if rook c1, they play bishop h6, and it wants me to play rook a1, I guess with the idea of a4. It just seems so passive to do that. But I can see what they are saying, because after rook b4, rook c8, I don't have a good square for my bishop. Okay, so back up. Yeah, this was a really surprising move. I thought, so bishop f8 is interesting, but I thought he would just take on c3. And d6 was what I was planning. It's slightly better for white. But bishop e4 I think is just a mistake, because after d6, I'm threatening to take on e4. And, well, if he doesn't do anything, computer's pointing out a4, I was aiming for this as well. Yeah, anytime in the Grunfeld that black plays a6 and b5, this expansion on the queen side, it's typical for white to play a4 and try to undermine it. But here, yeah, there's just some tactical problems. So rook c6 and take e4. And kudos to my opponent, because this was not an easy conversion, although +9, it should be pretty simple. Rook d1 is good. And yeah, it wants me to keep queens on the board. It makes sense because black's king is the one that's vulnerable, whereas white's king I think is perfectly safe. So this makes total sense. Just with low time, I had 5 minutes left. I thought it would be simpler just to go into the endgame, but let's see how I could have improved this. Just simplifying here. G3, it doesn't mind. Yeah, I have a feeling that the evaluation might not shift very much. It's just a matter of time, improving the position slowly. Rook b2, I'm just stopping b4. Just going to click through and see if there's any opportunity for black to get back in the game. Yeah, right around here, I had to give up the a pawn. a3. Yeah, so I'm losing the A-pawn. But it doesn't matter. I'm going to win on the king side now. Yeah, and he blundered here. Although it's... I guess even back here he has to be careful. His bishop e7 now. I attack it here and he can't stay protecting the f-pawn. And after this I just win the piece. Okay, so let's do the computer analysis, see what the accuracy was. I think my accuracy will be fairly high this game. We'll see. Overall, I'm pretty happy with that. So now I have 2 wins, 2 losses on this series. I'm getting back to 2,500. So hopefully I can get 2,500 soon. Yeah, 96%. I'm very happy with that. So great. I'm pretty happy with this game. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.